finished with my stupor, but my mind is still a tattered mess. Confidence is at an all-time low. I'm broken, I confess. Hopefully a coffee helps to piece together what is rent. The words still reverberate, but I do not know what those words meant. Can you help me quieten my brain? Oh yeah. I have always thought I was the master of my destiny. Everything that's happened here has really got the best of me. I'm scared that I have lost my mind. Just one more thing we've left behind. The adventure continues.
It starts moving sort of enough ahead of you that you can see atop this cloud another palace, something which is far bigger, far grander, and far more fanciful than the one that you've just been awestruck by at Silverymoon. You also notice around the sides of the cloud, situated at seemingly strategic spots, are a number of cloud giants. The cloud continues to outpace you, and eventually it goes over Silverymoon and continues past Silverymoon, or at least past the walls of Silverymoon, until it gets to a point that even from your distance you can tell it's now no longer moving. But it's no longer moving horizontally, but it is actually now moving vertically. And you start seeing it descend and descend and descend until you can no longer see the cloud, and all you can see is this huge palace, which essentially makes the biggest point in Silverymoon look overshadowed.
Wow.
What do you do? You're still presumably heading towards Silverymoon.
I don't think that's Zephyros, Krill.
No, Zephyros was far politer. He would have stopped for us.
Well, I think he would have stopped for some of you. I'm not sure all are welcome at Cassidy's Zephyros.
Yeah, but Dabov's dead, so it's fine. I don't know who I'm talking to.
As I say, I don't know why Krill's talking to the DM at this moment. This is weird. This is breaking all... I don't even know what wall this is breaking.
I don't think Dweezil's the only one hearing voices.
Are you carrying on towards Silverymoon?
I mean...
I would imagine so. Like, the only cloud giant that we've met, obviously, has been Zephyros. And
although, to be fair,
he's been pretty friendly, so...
Our move to Silverymoon was for Dabov. Our little mission that we had to complete in Silverymoon was a little thieving mission. Something to do with the Margister family.
Yeah, but at this point I feel like it's the closest settlement to
Oh,
us,
yeah,
so...
I think we'd probably still go there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So... This is. Am I right in assuming then you are carrying on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're not staying there, you're certainly heading towards Silverymoon. Okay. So you continue your riding party, and as you approach Silverymoon and these beautifully white stone walls greet you. You get to the gate, and there's a few. Unlike when you got to Everland, there was this big queue of you having to wait to go in. This is nothing like that. This is very much a welcoming city. There's very few people being stopped or spoken to. People are going in, but equally there are guards at the door if you do wish to speak to them, if you wish for any information or anything like that. But it's up to you whether you wish to do that or whether you want to just stride on in.
I think we wouldn't be... Well, personally, I don't think Greg would be in a mood to be like speaking to like randomers to ask him questions. He's not in his usual kind of like jolly mood at this point. He's just kind of getting on with it and kind of finding his own way, bumbling through, just looking for a place to bed down. So Greg definitely wouldn't speak to anyone on the gate, like guard-wise or anything like that.
Okay. The rest of you the same?
Yeah, I mean,
precisely.
yeah, Krill's a bit distant from himself and from everyone. He's just sort of, he's very much just going with the flow at the minute.
Okay.
Not really sure of where we're heading and intentions.
Okay, so in terms of time of day, it's about 8 o'clock at night. Okay. What's the plan from here then? You find yourself inside. Actually, let me set you the scene a little bit of Silverymoon. Once you get inside the walls, you see a city unlike anything you've seen before. I mean, it's really weird that every single city you go to just feels unique. Almost like someone's writing these cities to try and make them sound like they're different to each other and giving you a slightly more interesting narrative. But there you go. That's the thing. Once inside the city, you see it's unlike anything you've seen before. Incredibly picturesque. The architecture on show here is completely unique, almost from building to building. The city has tried to create something much more working with nature than anything else. Whereas a lot of cities will build, out of the ground, these wooden and stone buildings. This is almost trying to encapsulate nature within it. So you'll often see buildings that have lots of ivy across them. You'll see some buildings that are built around, like into a tree, so to speak, or a sort of a tree within the walls of it. And it's using sort of nature as part of its architecture. Can you roll me a history check?
All.
Yeah, or anyone who wants to.
Well, I'm pretty good on history, so I'll do it. And that's a 15 plus 5, so 20.
Wow.
Yeah, not even going to bother. Not even going to bother.
So I'm not sure whether Greg would have ever been to Silverymoon, but he knows enough to know that the city is located on the river Rauvin, Rauvin, with half the city on the north bank and half the city on the south bank. You know that the north bank is a little bit older than the south bank part of the city, and is very much, as I say, the architecture is very much as I've described. But your knowledge extends enough to know that the south was built a little bit later, or extended a little bit later, and tends to be a bit less nature, bit built around nature. It seems a bit more sort of stonework and things. As you have come into the city as well, there appears to be, unlike a market square, this actually appears to be a market which leads almost from the gates straight up to, you assume, the river. Like it's almost like a long straight market rather than a square. There's not much going on at this time of night, though. Obviously, you can see where the stalls would be, but there's no one trading at this time of night.
In regards to, the massive stone castle that's built on top of the cloud, which has started lowering down onto the city, like, what's the general atmosphere of the city like? Are people like worried by this or panicked, or is it just like an everyday occurrence and everyone's like meh?
You're not seeing anyone running for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm willing to say without you sort of speaking to someone or doing anything to take a bit of interest, I guess. But there's certainly no.
It's not a sense of panic, though, is what I'm kind of getting at.
No.
Or like wonder or anything like that. Like,
roll an insight.
It's 11 plus 2, 13.
No, I'll leave it at that. I think you don't see anyone. Yeah, there's no obvious signs of panic or anything like that.
Yeah.
Now that you're inside as well, it's worth noting you can now see that palace, but both palaces now. You can obviously see the one that you'd originally seen that was part of the city. You can see that a little bit more closer. But again, that is very much set against the backdrop of a larger palace. You can't tell where that is. You just know that it's very much south of where you are now. You don't know whether that's located inside the city walls or outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the people, actually, speaking about them very much, the majority of what you see walking around, there's not a lot, but there's enough that it's still fairly vibrant even at this time. Mainly human. You see a few elves, and then there's a spattering of dwarves, gnomes, and halflings. The whole vibe of this city is much different, though, to say Everland or Yartar, whereby it's just calmer. It's just people are walking a bit slower pace. There just seems to be a little bit more, for want of a better word, cultured. That's probably not the right word, but people just tend to be a little bit more chilled out. You see a lot more people reading books, a lot of people having just what seem to be friendly debates on the street, a few people playing instruments as they walk along. It just seems like there's just chilled. In fact, you see a few signs for things like museums, libraries. You see a few street performers off to one side of you. And then you start seeing some various signs for shows. 3 in particular, though, a lot of them just mean nothing to you, but 3 in particular do actually grab your attention. First of which will be quite anger-inducing, I suspect. You actually see like a poster of a show for Lord Bong Rippington was here. The dates, though, were weeks ago. It's not an upcoming thing or anything like that. It was a date. It was an old poster that hasn't been removed yet. You do see an upcoming appearance, though, from Battle of the Bard winner Catamond de Piggins.
Jesus.
Kick him out when he's down.
And you also see like a guy spinning a sign, and it's pointing to it just says 500 yards when it's stopped that way. Rocks and Romance, an actual play. And it says 500 yards to the left. And that's as much as I wish to give you about the city.
Well, Dweezil, this looks like your kind of city, I suppose. May do you some good to have a rest here. Rest the demons inside of you and all of that. Perhaps you could put on a show. Maybe you could even ask Catamonda to join her.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks like a nice place to stay. I've always wanted to see the Moon Bridge. It's supposed to be a beautiful sight. So, yeah, I mean, as far as Catamon goes, if you guys want to go and watch Catamon de Piggins, feel free, but I won't be.
Yeah, her show is, you saw on the poster, to be fair, it was like a couple of days from now. It's not like today or anything like that. The only one of those shows that is currently active of those 3 is Rocks and Romance.
I mean, it sounds rubbish, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to watch that?
Dweezil, dude, I know you're trying to get back on the wagon. Is there anything that might... Is there like a meeting you could go to, or...
No, everything that I've ever achieved, I've achieved through my own willpower.
Oh, so you made the token yourself then?
It was just some bit of shit that I found, to be honest, Krill. It wasn't like
I thought it was like a club.
No, God, no. No, though I know there are things like that exist, but they always have you swearing fealty to deities, and it's never been my scene. So no, everything I've always done has always been. You know me, I'm the master of my own destiny. I've been tempted to go and. This looks interesting though. This fella here with the sign.
Rocks and Romance.
Good reading, well done.
Yeah, Dabov was
Oh.
Dabov was teaching me.
Dweezil will approach the man with the sign. Say to him,
Okay.
"What's all this about, then, lad?"
Oh, hello. This is it's a play. It's called Rocks and Romance, and he sort of shows you the sign. It's and he points. It's 500 It's 500 yards that way.
What's your,
Oh, hang on. No,
what-
no, 500 yards that way. Sorry,
what's your name? Sorry.
Peter.
Okay, Peter. What building is this play in? Are there many theatres? Is it in a theatre? Is it
It's in the Anchor Theatre.
the Anchor Theatre over there?
Yeah,
And
it's free.
all right. Oh,
It's free, but it's donations if you like it.
how long's the show?
Oh, it's quite short, like 45 minutes.
What time does it start?
It's starting soon. I don't know what the time is. I've been out here for quite a while.
About 10:30, isn't it?
No, it's like 8.
At night, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
His voice changed suddenly.
Should we go?
Yeah, sorry. Well, he didn't know what the time was. He didn't know what. I didn't know what the time was. But I did.
We can't really go to the theatre, can we? I mean, I'm like making plans to go to the theatre.
I'm not in a
Where you putting Dab
mood.
off?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not in a theatre. Yeah, sorry. Do we have to buy a ticket for him? Like,
Greg, I don't want to talk to guards. Dweezil, should we go to the theatre?
hey, everyone deals with grief in their own way.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of us fuck goats.
Sorry, did I miss where that? Where was that? Sorry, where did it come from? That apparently somebody. I'm assuming Krill.
I don't know now. Sorry about you hitting fucking
Hitting
Sebastian.
and quitting.
I can't remember his name. Nah.
Right.
No, we're all very sad about Daboff.
Yeah. I mean, is there any obvious signs of an inn around? I feel that's where we would be travelling, wouldn't we?
I mean,
We'd be looking
can
for,
we?
like-
I think our priority should be to do something with his body. Like, we're not going to roll up on an inn and be like, "Do you have a dead body storage? Do you have
to
dead
be
body
honest-
storage?" And
Seven
we're not going to
horses and a
leave him
dead gnome.
outside on the horse either. Like,
Okay, maybe we'd find like a church or something like that.
he's
Would the dead
non-religious.
body-
We're better off taking him down to blacksmiths and just throwing him in the fire.
Between the dead body and the vomit, we could do with a wash, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things we need to do. Wash, get somewhere to have a full rest, but we need to do something about the dead body that we've probably been travelling with for the better part of a day. And it's not exactly... I mean, I don't know how long it takes a body to start smelling, but it's probably getting to that stage.
It's like 7 days or something, isn't it, for it to start decomposing?
But he already smelt before, so it's going to just... It's going to start earlier. Yeah, no, I think we need to... Yeah, I think our priority should be to do something with the body, like... But I also feel like if we approach a guard and be like, all right, mate, what'd you do with dead bodies around here? It's going to raise some suspicion.
Decomposition happens between 24 and 72 hours.
Okay, so we're probably in that window now.
Nah, it's
love
been
the
like
fact that you could
12.
have. I love the fact you could have just buried him where you were.
I,
Like, you could
I
have
asked if we should dig a hole, and everyone was like, "Nah, let's wrap him up." And
Fine.
just slung
we're-
him, you could have just slung
we're
him in the
going to a
forest and let him
church.
be cremated.
literally,
All right. I mean, is there any signs for like a witch doctor around or anything like that?
No, I mean, this is... you don't see any... I'm not even going to make you roll for it. You don't see any signs for a witch doctor, no. I mean, you could ask around for other people or other types of professions, but no. You see nothing for a witch doctor.
Well, I feel like the church would be an obvious choice then, surely, because surely in this kind of, I don't know, world, the church would be the place where you would take your dead, or whatever.
bring out your dead.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
It's like the scrap man that goes around with a bell, but with
Yeah.
asking for dead bodies.
Oh, sorry, mate. You're going to give me a tenner for that one.
Yeah.
Was Dabov a religious man? Is that within his wishes?
No, he wasn't. Daboff didn't believe in. Didn't.
Didn't. So he did.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He wasn't a religious guy. He didn't
None of-
pay any heed to deities.
None of you are theoretically... Well,
Quintus.
I am saying that. Yeah, you're Bokob.
Yeah,
Auntie.
And Quinch is Chalupa.
No, Quinch is...
Aldaf.
Eldath, yeah.
So I mean,
I mean,
think
we could just dump him in the sewers. That is where he spent most of his life.
back to his roots. No, I mean, is there a guard nearby? I think realistically, we just ask a guard. Our friend has died. Is there anywhere in the city to dispose of a body?
I want to know if there's like a
Respectfully.
chicken coop or a chicken restaurant.
Nuggies haven't made it this far yet. We can't turn them into nuggies.
Yeah.
Okay, Quint goes looking for chickens.
Krill just approaches a guard. Can I just
Okay.
can I just approach a guard, please?
Okay, you see a couple of guards walking past, or just talking to themselves, just doing guard shit, whistling, twirling a whistle
I'm
on
gonna
one
have this
finger. I think.
conversation with someone called Dibbity Dobbity Bobby or something.
Hello there, sir. What are you doing?
Is this?
You call? I heard you saying my name, and how can I help?
Oh, is this actually the voice?
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
this is your generic guard voice now, isn't it?
Oh yes, I think you'll find all guards have this voice across the yes.
Good evening, sir. Sorry. We've been travelling for a while, and unfortunately, our friend passed away on the road.
Oh dear, that sounds very. Did you check him in at his customs?
I didn't realise that. Are you pulling my leg?
Well, just if you're saying that someone died outside of the city walls and you brought him inside without telling anyone on the way in, that seems
Nobody
quite
asked.
convenient.
There was on the form outside the gate. There was nothing about dead bodies.
Deception, please.
Oh, it's a natural 20.
Yeah, that's. I didn't realise we'd started implementing the new forms. Okay, then I'll take you for your word. You seem like an honourable chap. That just should say that I'm dreadfully sorry for your loss.
Thank you. And as such, we wanted to dispose of his body in a respectful manner, and that's why I'm here asking you if you could suggest anywhere in the city that may be able to help with such a thing. He wasn't religious, and we don't feel like the church is the right way to go.
Oh, I could direct you to the city morgue where we could dispose of him in a humane way.
That's brilliant. I didn't know if morgues were a thing here.
Oh yes, what do you think we do with our dead? Just leave them laying around in piles?
I mean, I did come and ask what you do with your dead, so listen, I'm just a bit antsy. Could you direct me to said morgue?
Yes, I certainly can. And he gives you directions. Southwards. He points you in the direction. If you just head this way, and yes, if you get close to the river, and then you take a right from here. I take it from your comments, you're not a resident of Silverymoon?
No.
No. Okay then. So you will not be able to cross over the bridge to go to the south side of the city.
Why can't we cross the bridge?
We have visiting dignitaries. I suspect you can see the large palace over there. Yes, they are here to discuss official business, and we are only allowing residents over the bridge into the south side of the city. So please do go over there.
And just wondering, out of curiosity, how would someone prove residence? Is it just a question?
No, it is that you'd have a Silverymoon residence card, which you I would assume you don't have from not being a resident. So anyway, you want to go to the morgue. So you go down there to the river, turn right, travel a few hundred yards, and you will see a very beautiful sign that says City Morgue. Silverymoon Morgue.
Okie dokie. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Little handshake, and
Oh, lovely.
back to the group.
Okay.
I relay a lot of the information. I also explain.
Do you see the cloud we saw flying over?
Yep.
Apparently they're visiting the city. Apparently they're here to do business.
Kind of business.
I don't know. It sounds important. They're limiting where we can go as visitors.
Oh,
I love how everything is an affront to you. Like, oh yeah, there's a really important person in this city that you don't live in. Can you please just stay away from a certain area while that business gets done? Oh God, they must be Nazis. Like, it's how life works.
I'm sorry, they're making citizens carry cards around with them to prove they live here. It
Listen,
kind of sounds very
What do these
Nazi-ish.
cards look like? No, let's not go
Are
down.
they star-shaped, are they?
Can I see your people, please? Anyway, let's not role play the morgue bit. You go to the morgue and
Yeah, I did think, are we
Sorry.
going to meet a mortician and discuss funeral plans
exactly.
and put together a package of? Are we going to have to pay anything though? Like,
Yeah, how much is a coffin?
not-
They're normally quite expensive, aren't they?
We're not role playing giving Dabov's body away.
we've role played 32 breakfasts, but
No,
we're
this is
not role playing
unsacrilegious, isn't
the
it?
planning of our
Fine,
friend.
fine,
No,
Fine.
I don't want to.
I'm just trying to move the story along. But no, let's drag out everything.
Right. No, that's fine. We can skip out. I'm happy to. Okay.
No. I wouldn't have thought so. I think we're going to do this one in real time, lads. Right.
Right, Quinch says goodbye, kisses him on the forehead, and then walks out.
Yeah.
Okay, you take one step left foot, one step right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Is this fun for you guys?
No.
I think I tripped on the stone, actually, so I did left foot at one point.
Yeah, I mean, we've all paid our respects. I've taken a lock of his hair. No. Yeah, now we're good to go, I think.
Okay, we won't role play it, but let me just ask you this, right? So, genuinely, what are you taking anything from Dabov?
Oh, he's got.
I
thought we
if
already
he's-
emptied his pockets.
Yeah, we would empty all this stuff, surely. I mean, like, if there's anything of, like, value or worth to the party, we'd definitely take it. So, like, the immovable rod would definitely come with us.
Yeah,
My
because
nan died recently. We didn't leave her phone in her pocket out of respect. Like, you take that stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of the immovable rod, can Greg maybe attach it to Smaug so it becomes like a handbrake?
It would just be like the old cartoons where he would just hit the brake and then he would just carry on going, sat there in that position for like 100 yards, and he doesn't stop until he realizes what's happened.
Yeah.
Looks down,
Oh, it's like a
and then-
Greg Fastball special.
yeah.
Okay, so anyway, you do visit the morgue. We won't role play it, but you do visit the morgue. There's a very touching scene as you hand over to the mortician. What's the person that works at a morgue? Is that right? Mortician?
Yeah, I think a
Yeah.
mortician's right, yeah.
He explains that they don't, for unregistered deaths, so to speak, they don't necessarily, go through the full funeral ceremony.
The crew sort of just realizes we never found out his last name.
Maybe he never will. Anyway, so he, and you go with that, and you're now alone. He's now gone in spirit, gone in body.
Oh mate, this is genuinely, and I know we piss about and joke and laugh about everything. There's like nothing's off limits. This is genuinely really sad. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty sure he was going to come back.
I was,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
not
it. I was
that way
convinced in a metagamey sort of way that we'd find a way to bring Dabov back. But now that's not the case. I am actually mourning Dabov because it's really sad because he's such a cool character. We went through a lot, and yeah, it's really sort of fucked up. Like, it feels. I mean, like, to people listening who have played games and had characters for months and years, and you've eventually lost someone that you've been playing a game with and playing with as a character for so long. It is far more emotional than I thought it would be, and it is actually really tugging at my heartstrings that a character, as far as we're aware, is just dead now. And do you know what? I'm not even going to pretend. I'm not even going to lie. Very early on in the game, where Krill sort of instantly reacted to Dabov's death and was putting on this "I'm almost in tears" sort of thing, it almost became quite real in that it's really. Yeah, it's really fucking sad. Like, am I the only one here feeling it? Like, am I just overreacting to the fact that just wanted to say that it was a bit. It's really it gets you a bit, but
Yeah,
rest in peace.
Dabov is dead. Okay, what are you doing now? You've dropped off the corpse.
Sorry, just another thing. Back to the fit, and we've discussed this. We've discussed this outside of the episode, and it'll probably be good to get it
are recorded is the idea that we do run quite far behind in terms of episodes. We're potentially months away from anyone hearing this. That means for the next 6 months on social media,
We've got to pretend that Dabov's alive.
we've got
No.
any references to jokes and people talking about things and stuff like that, it's just we just have to play along and that's going to be an interesting experience from a podcast perspective. And
you're right. The biggest tragedy is that it's going to affect your art and your social media experience. You are right, Simon.
I'm glad you understand.
Not Luke's 2.5 years of putting everything he has into a character and making it,
Well,
He should have made a character with a higher AC then, shouldn't he? That's basically what we've done.
Just to FYI, I've just, even though it's probably pointless, I've just dropped you onto the Silverymoon map on Roll20 if you want to have a look at it. Anyway, nothing interesting that I haven't already described. But anyway,
Oh, what's this little chode?
I was going to say, it's like a penis-shaped building just in the middle of it. What's going on?
Yeah,
what?
Very
yeah, there. It's a little chode.
Anyway,
very palatial, isn't it? Very opulent.
Regardless of what it is,
It's a lovely map.
we can't go there, can we? Because that's on the south side of the river.
Looks like EastEnders.
Yeah.
right, okay.
it is a lovely map.
What are you doing post treating Daboff like a blockbuster video?
Nothing.
Can we go to
finding an inn.
There's the
Finding
Golden
an inn.
Oak. I've spotted the Golden Oak.
What? Is it on? Is it on the map?
Yeah.
Oh, right, fair enough. there's me wondering how you knew one of the inns. Ignore the map for the second. Yeah, so you do have ignore locations on the map because that is purely just for just a visual guide for you. But don't worry about where everything is. You obviously don't know
What's
the
this
city.
one? Secret giant hideout? What's
Yeah, that's
that
the
one
one.
about?
That's the one. I assume, how are you you just going to ask another guard? We won't necessarily have to role play it, but I'm just wondering what you're doing, yeah? So you ask another guard.
Yeah.
He advises you that in Silverymoon there are 4 places that you could theoretically stay, which are the Bright Blade Brandished. There's which is quite luxurious and quite expensive. You've got the Golden Oak, which is a bit more rustic. You've also got the Wayward House, which is also down to earth and quite low profile. And finally, you've got the Dancing Goat, which is both an inn and also a dance style karaoke bar.
Let's go there. Let's
I mean, it's got to be there. It's got goat in the name for a
There
start.
is nothing that says mourning and loss of a friend like karaoke.
Now that he's
It's not karaoke. It's like it's a dancing karaoke. So rather than it being about
It's like
getting up
Dance
and
Stage
singing-
Mega Mix.
Basically, yeah. So rather than you getting up and singing songs, you get up on stage and do your own. It's open dance floor night.
Do you think in 6 months I can get my 3D animation to the point that I can get Krill doing a Dance Stage Mega Mix?
Possibly. I mean, the thing that you shared the other day seems not too far off it anyway. Okay. So you head towards the Dancing Goat. Is that where you're going, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did this unanimous. Yeah, we're going to the Dancing Goat.
You head towards the Dancing Goat, and as you get there, there's quite a lively atmosphere, as you can imagine, for a place of entertainment as well as drinks and places to stay. It's quite busy. You head on in, and as you head in, it's filled, not quite to the brim, but it's fairly well filled with a number of people. Again, the makeup is pretty much as you've seen outside, largely human. A few elves, a few dwarves and gnomes and halflings. Age range goes from pretty much a fairly wide scope of a lot of like younger generation there, and then quite a lot of older generation there. and some in the middle. Just to make sure that it's not just old and young people, because that'd be slightly weird. There's a barman serving a number of people up at the bar. There's a few seats available still. There's certainly enough for you guys to find a seat. But the main, obviously, the main attraction of this is the dance floor, where right now, like it's a stage, but not like a full like theatrical type stage. It's just a slightly raised stage whereby you can see enough over the top of people to be able to see what's going on. And up there at the moment is 3 elves, and they're doing a little synchronized jig to some jaunty music. What are you doing? What you've got here?
I think we just want to approach the bar, see if we can get someone's attention to see about getting rooms. I don't think any of us are particularly, despite coming to a fun pub, I don't think any of us are particularly in the mood for fun.
No.
Okay.
Weird that we came here.
Yeah.
Just gonna sit in a karaoke bar, drowning our tears, drowning our sorrows.
Sometimes it's nice to be reconnected with the beauty left in the world, though, Krill.
Yeah, Dabov was always so joyous and fun and musical in his.
He would have loved to dance. Okay. So, you head up to the barman, and as I say, he's the bar staff are fairly busy serving. And but eventually, sort of one of them comes over and says, "Yeah, sorry, what can I get you?"
Well, we will have 5 ales, please.
Okie dokie. Yep, lovely. That will be 5 ales.
Well, yes, one for each of us, and then one for our fallen compadre.
Oh, okay. You lost someone, did you? And he's sort of pouring out a drink as he's sort of talking to you. Yeah, you lost someone, did you?
Well, yes, we lost the greatest dancing black flipper you'll ever know.
Oh, that's absolutely tragic. We would have loved to have seen him here tonight. And he sort of hands over the 5 drinks. He said that'll be 20. I tell you what, we'll make it 16 copper pieces. One on the house for your friend.
Very kind, sir. And just hand over the copper.
And he starts moving away.
So, excuse me, before you go, we're also looking for rooms for the night.
Oh, yeah. Let me just have a quick look. So he's sort of caught a bit off guard as he was just sort of like, and he sort of points at another patron at the bar and just says, "Oh, sorry, just 1 minute." And he pulls out a book and has a look and says,
Just 4 rooms. We don't need a 5th one for the...
5th one for the homie.
Yeah, we won't do a memorial room. It's a bit more serious, isn't it?
We've got 3 rooms available, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Dweezil and I will share. We're happy to share.
Okay. Okay, so for the 3 rooms, that'll be 12 silver pieces.
Yeah, no,
just for the one night, yeah.
Yes. Well, no. Let's make it 3 nights. 3 nights.
Okay, that'll be 36. I'll tell you what. 3 nights. We'll call it 32 silver pieces if you're here for the 3 nights if you pay up front.
Yeah, no worries. Dweezil
fine.
takes his coin purse out and
No, Dweezil. It's on Daboff.
Fucking hell. No.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that. I mean, realistically, that should just go in the kitty, right?
Yeah, I guess it would. Yeah.
How much? I mean, we'll do this afterwards. How much he had and stuff, but
He won't have had very much, surely.
So you do that, and he hands you the keys.
he had these teeth. He'd have wanted us to have them.
He hands you 3 keys. He hands you the five ales. You're going to go grab this. You look around and you see a seat of a table with 4. If you want to go and sit down.
Yeah.
Okay. You go and sit down, and you're jostling your way through, and you maybe spill a little bit because this is one of the busier places that you've been in while on the road. Which is fairly obvious because this is a fun and attractive place to be. There's, as I say, the 3 elves by this point they've finished their dancing and they've been replaced. They've been replaced by a couple of halflings who are now up there. They're dancing to something a little less jaunty. This is it's not quite morose by any means, but it's sort of just a little bit like bland, and they're sort of doing some sort of weird contemporary dancing thing. Anyway, you go and sit down at the table. What are you doing when you get there? Are you doing anything, saying anything?
Dweezil, I think you should say a few words.
Yeah, Dweezil's kind of reticent to do so because he's, like I say, he's not feeling his best, but he will do. He'll say, yeah. In only what has it been, about 6 weeks since the fateful day in Nightstone that brought us all together. We've achieved an awful lot. We've been to lots of places. We've seen lots of things, and at the centre of everything we've done was always Daboff. I remember the time we were in the Water Barons Hall in Yalta, and he put an explosive up the chimney, and Quinch actually shit himself. That was great. I remember the time that Daboff did a triple backflip and spread nuggies all around like some kind of mine. I remember the time that Daboff burnt down Lord Bong Rippington's house in a fit of rage. Yeah, come to think of it, that maybe wasn't a great example of a good time. But the whole last 24 hours, everything since the moment Daboff died has been a blur. It's strange how grief can affect people differently. I don't think we'll ever forget Daboff, but I do hope we can move on, because at the moment I'm not sure that we can. To Daboff.
To
Daboff.
Just neck the beer, pick up Daboff's, pour it out on the floor.
Lovely. Beautiful, touching words. As you pour that ale onto the floor, some of it seeping through the floorboards, all of a sudden, a scruffy-looking, copper-haired halfling in a white shirt, a brown waistcoat, brown trousers, and a brown pork pie hat drags a stool over, puts it down at the table and says, "Hello there, boys. The name's Felgloss. Let's get to know each other a little better. Thanks for listening. Make sure you don't miss out on the circus's next crazy antics by hitting subscribe on your podcast app of choice. And in between episodes, you can always find us on social media by searching Dyson Desire on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're in our 3rd year now, and if you want to help us grow, you can do so in a number of ways. You can tell a friend, because word of mouth really helps us get our name out there, or you can review us on Apple or Podchaser to help with our visibility. Finally, you can donate to our Ko-fi page to help us take the show to the next level. All links can be found in this episode's description. And never forget, sometimes it is a dog licking a tree, yes?
We're going to give it another go. It's a bit more zing. A bit of zing. Zing. Yeah. Ready? Hello. With a hello. No. Hello. Wait till I get through the whole thing. Ready? Hello with a billowing hilltop.
Hello.
Oh dear.
Waiting to get through the whole thing.
No, I mean...
I thought that was the whole thing.
The whole thing is hello with a billowing hilltop. Okay. That's the whole thing. Yeah?
Okay.
That was right.
That pretty much sums up the show. But if you want to find out any more, you can visit us at www.billowinghilltop. Is it com? Does anybody know?
.org.
Is it?
It's .com.
What do we do? What do we play?
There's monsters.
Does anybody remember?
Walking around.
I don't know.
And, yeah.
We will be delighted if you were to join us around our table as we play Dungeons. Is it 5th edition? Hello?
Yeah, we think so.
Yes.
Yes. We
What
play
was that
Dungeons
noise
and Dragons.
in the background?
Sorry, that was me.
What was that noise in the background? There will be noises in the background as we play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition through the classic Paizo adventure path, The Age of Worms. You can expect this. No! Quite a bit of this.
I'm Completely lost.
This,
Got a bugbear in my underpants.
and one of these.
Oh dear.
We're on Apple Podcasts, and we're on Spotify, and we're on TuneIn, and you can find us on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook. And we hope you join us. Thanks very much.